Hey, Karen.
Hello, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing good. When you get a chance, can you do my video chat for me? You gotta unlock it on your end.
Oh, I made you panelist.
You did?
I did.
Okay, so let me, of course I don't know how to do that.
You should just be able to take yourself off camera.
Well, no, it's saying that you cannot start the video because the host has stopped it. So I think you gotta change something on your end. And it's all good.
I have stopped.
It says
Oh,
you
that's
cannot.
interesting. I made you. That's interesting.
So I clicked on the camera, but it won't let me switch it over. But you can see me, right?
What do you mean?
Okay. So,
No, I just see your name.
so I'm clicking on start video, and it says you cannot start the video because the host has stopped it.
Okay, let me look and see what's going on here. That's interesting.
But I can see you very well. You're looking lovely, darling.
Thank you, but I need to see you.
I know. I want you to see the space and see the upright bass musician that's here.
More, make co-host. I'm gonna make you a co-host and see if that'll work.
Okay, let's try.
Which I did.
Let me, as long as we've been on YouTube.
I just made you co-host.
You would think we would have this all figured out by now, right?
Well, yeah, I do it every month. So there you are.
I see you. Welcome, 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 welcome. So I want you to see something. Hold on. I have someone who's serenading you.
I see, I hear. Beautiful. Hello, who is that?
Oh,
Play it.
his name is Tyrone, but he's the man with the wooden woman.
Hey.
Okay. You said the wooden woman?
Yeah, he's the man.
I love it.
He's the man with the wooden woman.
I love it.
So it's all good. So just to let you know,
Okay.
we are Facebook Live. We're also Instagram Live. So we're gonna let people get all good and chimed in. What time is it? What time you got?
6 o'clock. Well, your face is kind of dark. I can't really.
It's because of the
It's not real
lighting.
light.
Let me see if I can hop up. Yeah.
Okay.
It's because of the lighting of where I am.
Okay.
But I can see you very well, darling.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. How about that? Is that good?
I need to see you.
Okay. All right. It's all good.
Yes.
It's all
That's
good.
good.
So it's good.
That's good. Okay.
I'm excited.
The video.
We're gonna pray that we're gonna play that the internet works right, because it's a little shaggy already.
I hear
I hear you. Yeah, it's getting a little shaggy on me, but you know how that
still
is.
keep going.
Technology, love it, right? It'll still work out. For those of you that are chiming in Facebook Live, thank you so much for tuning in to my very first author and artist conversation. So thank you so much.
This meeting is being recorded.
Yay! So we have, of course, Mr. Tyrone Clark here. This is the man with the wooden woman. I don't do any performances without Tyrone. And to all of you that chimed in on Instagram, thank you so much for chiming in as well. I just hope that this author and artist conversation inspires you, engage you, empower you, and educate you all at the same time. So me and Miss Rochinda, we're gonna have an author conversation first, probably for about first 20, 30 minutes. And then I'm going to talk about my journey as a textile artist and probably give you a little bit of storytelling too. But I just want to tell you all, thank you so much for joining in and assisting me. I was telling Tyrone I was a little blue this morning because I wanted my mother here and I wanted to see her wipe her face for inspiring me and engaging me. So I'm better now. I needed my mom, but I call my mama auntie, my auntie mama. So Tyrone, that's when you can call your auntie mama, you know it's good. So I did call her, but I'm well. So thank you guys again for chiming in. So Lady Chinda, we're gonna go ahead and start with you, and feel free to introduce yourself.
Oh man, hey Karen, I'm glad to be here. Those who all do not know me, I am Rochinda Pickens, the CEO and the founder of Kevin God Ministry. I am the national best-selling author of 3 books. I am a visionary. I am a wife. I am a mother of 3 grown children. I am a nana. I'm a vessel being used by God, and I do not apologize for that. I help men and women share their stories, and I'm so excited just to be here with beautiful Karen, and we're gonna dive right on into Life by Love. Karen, you are amazing. You are phenomenal. I'm looking at all the art in the background. And you see, I had to for the occasion.
I see.
I had to wear my art.
You coordinated.
I said, I coordinated. I said, let me pull some art out.
Yeah.
But Karen, it's an honor to be here. I am excited to be able to share your chapter with the viewers. And I just want to ask some questions about you. First of all, I want you to introduce yourself, because I can introduce you, but I believe you can tell the world better than I can. Who is Karen E. Griffin? E. Lewis.
Yeah, thank you. So the question was, who am I? My name is Karen E. Griffin. E stands for excited, encouraged, excellent, every day. No, really it means Elaine. I used to say Elizador, but I had to stop saying Elizador because that wasn't funny. But I am a textile storytelling artist. I'm also a certified international tour manager, and I love life. I'm a mother of 2 daughters. I have 2 grandchildren. One is 9 and one is 4. She will soon be 5. And I'm one of the co-authors with the book that we wrote together that made the national bestsellers list, and looked like Chinda has froze on me.
The recording has stopped.
It stopped. So technology, you gotta love it. This is what I like about live. Live is just fun. You just gotta flow with it, right? There is no mistake. I feel like I'm Johnny Carson. I remember watching Johnny Carson with my mom, my grandmother. That was like her thing, and now I feel like I'm Asian because I have to stay up and look at Perry Mason. It's like I can't go to bed without Perry Mason. And when people fail to realize that's the first Batman was Perry Mason. He just had a nice suit on with, you know, a nice collar on. But again, this is technology, so I'm trying my best to see if I can get Chinda to chime back in. I may have to end and then come back. Give me just a second. But as I'm working on this, please listen to Mr. Tyrone. See, this is the beauty of having music, right? You could just chime on in with the music. So I'm pulling Chinda back in. You know, you can't always rely on technology. This is what happens when we got rid of the Pony Express and the pigeon and the payphone. See, when we had a payphone, we didn't have a problem, did we, Tyrone?
No problem.
No problem at all. Now we got problems. But they're good problems. And the beauty of it is it's a click of a button kind of problem, right?
Lost our signal.
This meeting is being recorded.
Back on.
Here we
So
are.
give us a moment. There she is.
I'm back. Can you see me? I can see you. Technology, you gotta love it, right?
That's right.
I do.
The meeting is being recorded.
You get no complaint out of me when it comes to technology.
Hold tight, Karen.
And if anybody has questions, feel free to chime in on Facebook. Somebody, I'm sure, will get those questions to me. I'll be glad to answer those questions for you. Again, this is my first author and artist conversation. I didn't want to say talk because everybody says talk. I thought conversation would be better because me and Tyrone are having a conversation and I'm having a conversation with you all as well. And I just feel it's much more comfortable when you say conversation. Because we ain't going to have no confrontation. We're going to have a conversation.
Karen, can you take your camera?
There it is.
Take your camera. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I got all my 32s back on the screen now. Hey, I love technology.
Let me say hi to the chat. Hey. I know it. It works.
It works.
It's a little janky, but it's working.
It works.
It's working.
It's so
thank you all for joining in again. I'll wave at y'all in the chat. I see you all here with us. We are here with Karen E. Lewis.
And I love
and we are adopting
technology. That's all I gotta say is technology.
RochindaFriends.com. So there, Karen, she is. So we're gonna dive in. We're gonna dive in.
Let's go. And right when she says dive in, we get a freeze.
Ask you some questions.
Feel free.
First question I want to ask you is your title. What inspired you to name your title?
What inspired me to name my
and
title? Go ahead.
To name your title.
What inspired me to name my title, I would have to say it started when Truth and Comedy at the Bunker Center for the Arts, and that's where we're broadcasting live from. And I was asked to do a story, and I was like, oh, this would be a good title. So I want to make my title directly towards me, but to also have someone else who is a fatherless child that was abused, neglected, to have towards them. And not just be such a simple title, but a nice long title, him plus her. And to represent and honor my mother and my father. That's what it all boils down to. It's my mother and my father. And thank God for my dad for kissing my mom.
Okay. I love that. I love that. So those of you all don't know, Karen's title is him, her equals me.
Yeah.
And so I love that. I remember when you first sent over the title, I was like, that's a little different. That's a little different. I loved it. I loved it because it's all intertwined in who you are.
Yeah.
And so I want to ask you a question. When you first asked to participate in this collaboration, how was you feeling? What was you feeling?
I was excited, and I was honored just to have the opportunity. For one, you got to think, for me to be a part of a book, which I did not ever think I would be a part of a book, but to put my story in a book for other people to read was very important. And the most important thing, it was to just uplift and inspire another woman. Because, we can be so ashamed of our own story that we don't want to share. But when someone else reads your story, yeah.
And the thing about it is, we have to get to the place where our story is not for us, it's for someone else.
Right.
And a lot of times we hold on to those stories because we don't want to share. We don't want people to know what we've been through.
Right.
But your story, my story, is for someone else to see the light.
Yeah.
So that right there is huge, that you chose to write your story and put it in the Life I Love. Because when you think about the title, Life I Love, when folks look at that book, it's like, wow, I'm reading stories, and these stories is actually letting folks know that this is the life that Karen E. Lewis, well, I'm saying Lewis, but Griffin loves.
Right.
So we're going to dive in a little bit.
Right.
I am going, and I don't know, do you have your book in front of you?
I do have my book. Look at
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. How difficult has it been living the life you love?
How difficult has
About this chapter. Him plus her equals me. How difficult has it actually been for you to really embrace the life that Karen loves?
And I don't want to say, if I may, not how difficult it's been, but how inspiring it has been. Compared to what it was when I was growing up, yes, that was difficult. But to the point where I am now, it inspired me. Because with that being said, the inspiring part, meaning now I'm watering, weeding, and feeding not only myself again, but my daughters, my granddaughters, my nieces, my nephew, every single woman on my path and man on my path. That's the inspiring part. So the difficult part, and that's a D word, now has turned into an I. So I am inspiring, which is the beautiful part of that. So thank you. Great question.
Okay, so you are really embracing.
Yeah.
You and look in the chat, y'all clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. So basically, you are embracing the life that you love.
Yeah.
And so we're going to take difficult out of the equation because it's no longer difficult for you because you are moving forward. You are changing lives. You are pouring into men and women all around the world. And so I love you for that. And again, I'm going to keep saying thank you for your yes.
Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking.
Look, I'm going to keep saying thank you for telling your story.
Yes,
telling your story.
Right.
Now, I'm looking in this book and I see artwork.
Yeah.
I see your artwork and I want you to tell the readers, you can show the artwork, tell the readers what is behind work right here.
Yeah.
For the life I love.
So
why did you choose this particular piece?
The reason why I chose that piece because that's my dad.
Okay.
I lost my dad when I was 13, and that was hard because it was something I was supposed to tell him, and I didn't get the opportunity to tell him that. So this is my way of not just telling my dad, but giving another woman an opportunity now to tell her dad.
Yes.
Because this is what happened, and I gotta tell you, because I know you're the only one that's gonna protect me. I know that you're the only one who's gonna really wipe my tears and hug me and kiss me on my forehead and say it's gonna be okay. So that's why I chose that image to represent my father, because again, the title of the book is him plus her equal me. So I had to honor the one who kissed the woman who created me. So I had to honor him first. After God, let me make sure I cleared that up. Because God did create my father, but I wanted, because my dad's not here now to wipe my tears, but he's here to still support me. Okay. So yeah.
I know that was a difficult question because I can feel your spirit. But what I want you to do is I want you to look into the camera for your viewers to see, and I want you to speak to your father of how you felt when this painting right here. I want you to say what you want to say to your dad. And the thing is, you're going to not only be speaking to your dad, there are going to be women and men that are going to feel you, and they're going to be spitting these same words. And I want you to be able to speak back, because this painting was so very important to you that you is in the book. That now this book is a national bestseller that's everywhere. So I want you to look into the camera. I want you to speak some words to your dad. As though he is sitting right here telling you he is proud of you.
So I have 3 cameras, so I'm gonna multitask and motivate back and forth.
That's right.
So
that's fine. Okay.
To my dad, Kenneth H. Lewis, I just want to say thank you, Pops, for kissing my mom. Thank you for looking her in her eyes and telling her that you loved her. Thank you for being there when they smacked me and they said it was a girl. Thank you for bringing me my first bicycle with the tassels on it, hanging by the side, pretty and blue. Thank you, Dad, for always showing up on Pop Pop Boom Boom Day, which was 4th of July. Thank you, Dad, for allowing me just to be your daughter. I know you didn't take my mom's hand in marriage, and that's okay. But either way it goes, you will always be my dad until my dying day. So, Dad, as you rest in peace and in honor of being a World War II veteran, I am so honored to be a daughter of a man who fought in World War II. You wasn't honored in America in the honor that you needed to be. But Dad, please take note, man. I'm still in love with you.
That's right.
So thank you, Dad, from the bottom of your heart for kissing, holding, and loving Miss Jimmy Ann Griffin. I love you, Dad. Love you, Dad. Yeah.
How did that feel, Kim?
It felt good because I have not had a chance to talk to other people about my dad or even just have that conversation out loud. I wrote about my dad, but to actually have that conversation and share that and feel that connection, my heart is double beating right now. So, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay. That was good.
Thanks.
Okay. I'm going to let you breathe.
Thank you.
I'm going to take it in.
Oh, stop.
If you have water right there, because if I was sitting right there with you, I need you to take a sip of water.
Okay. I'm somebody behind the scene. You know, it's good to have.
Give me some of mine. There you go. You got it?
Is that holy water? Because it's good.
All right.
That ain't faucet water. I can
It went right on down. It touched you to the top of your head, to the bottom of your feet. So it's good.
Okay, so if the Holy Ghost kick in, just get ready. I got Tyrone here. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. And he can play the beat, or we can just start getting up, you know?
Okay, because...
Okay.
Hold on, let me give me some
water. All right, you ready for this?
Thank you, sir. Hold on. Because you got
get you some water.
You got some deep questions.
Okay.
You hear Tyrone playing to hype it up over here.
I hear him playing.
So can we do a pause right quick? So those of you who are just now chiming in,
yes, we can.
Please take note. I am with the author, life coach, a woman who asked me to be a part of a book titled The Life I Love. It made the national bestsellers list. So we are selling the book. You can contact me or Rochinda. If anybody buys a book, you will get an autographed book. If you buy a piece of artwork at 100 or more, you will get the book for free. I'm just saying, you'll get a free book if you buy a piece of art piece that's $100 or more. So thanks again to everybody on Facebook that has chimed in. I love you unconditionally. Mwah. My heart is to you. And everybody who chimed in on Instagram, my heart is to you. Thank you again. This is my very first author and artist conversation, and I'm excited. This freaking feels good. It's good.
We are in the house.
Yes, we are in the house. We're in the house.
Okay. In the house.
In the house.
Okay. We are going to, on page 35, I'm going to read something.
Okay.
And what I want you to tell the readers what you were thinking when you wrote this. How were you feeling?
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm only 23 and I have never had sex. You see, Eve's deep-rooted fear came from the mental and physical abuse from her aunt's boyfriend, her brother's friend, and her stepfather. When you wrote that, put it to pen and paper, how were you feeling? When you was writing that right there, what did it do to you to be able to write that in this book, and you know the readers was going to read that? What was going through your mind? Take our readers. What was going to your mind?
I would have to say the first thing that was going through my mind is.
And I didn't read the.
Yeah, you didn't read the whole thing. That's why they got to get the book to get the whole part.
No, I didn't read the whole thing. Right.
What was going through my mind is you hear so much about young girls being sexually abused after the fact, and when I say after the fact, it's after the fact they've killed someone, or after the fact they hurt someone, or after the fact they're fiercely mad. And so for me to write it, because I didn't get to that point, because I was able to break that chain, and most women cannot break that chain until it's too late. It is too late when it's time. So I said, let me write it, because again, this is a way of me releasing and letting it go. But please take note, when I wrote that and I was asked to write my story, it was because of this Truth and Comedy that was hosted at the Bunker. And the guy said, hey, would you be willing to write your story? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll write my story. So to be able to do that, to write my story, and you had to send it to the guy who's in charge, which is Byron. Thank you, Byron. I love you. Yeah. I love you. If y'all get a chance to do Truth and Comedy, check it out. But to tell my story in front of people that I never met was amazing, because the way I did it, Chinda, when people came in, this is how I was able to connect with the female in the audience. I wrote the word she, her, and me. And each woman that came in had to grab one of those words. So as I was telling a story, I said, please hold the word she, if this is you. Please hold the word me, this is you. And please hold the word her. That's how I was able to connect with the people in the audience. Nobody in the back knew what word they were behind them, what word they had. But that was a way of saying, so now it wasn't just me.
Okay.
It wasn't just me. There were other women as well. So writing that piece was my way of assisting someone else with breaking their voiceless chain. Yeah.
I loved how you pulled everyone else in.
Yeah.
The she's, the her, and the me, letting them know, all of those pulled together.
Right.
It really is us. This is your story as well.
Right.
Now, Kier, I'm gonna have you to read just whatever you want to read, just a portion, because you're a storyteller, and a lot of times when we're listening to someone who can share their story, the readers want to hear it from your voice. Yeah. So you can read anything you want to read from your chapter, so we can hear you bring those words to life for us.
It's pretty much in my head, so I'm gonna just come off what's in my head. Is that okay? Okay.
Okay, that's good.
This is probably the favorite part in my whole book. So as we were riding in the long black car, and I'm looking out the window, and I asked, "Where are we going?" No one will reply. My mother didn't even tell me that my father had died. She didn't want me to see the pain or even feel the pain, but she just wanted you to know that this had happened. Please take note, I was mad at my mother for a long time because I actually thought my mother had did something to my father. So as we pulled into this grave site, and all I saw were these white crosses over this beautiful green lining, and I'm still asking, where is my father? There's something I need to tell him. Next thing I know, I looked at the other long black car, and I see them pull this long box out the car with this American flag hanging over the box. And when I heard the sound of the trumpet, I knew that my father was gone. That is my favorite part of the whole book, you see, because I never got a chance to tell my father what happened.
Thank you.
We have a silence right about now. And God allowed everything to line up so you didn't have to tell certain things. Did you ever realize that? So we're not going to ask a whole lot more questions because we want our readers and those who are tuning in, we want them to get the book. But what I want to ask you, Karen, is what do you want your readers to take away from The Life I Love, your chapter? What do you want your readers to take away from your story? When they read it, what do you want them to just say, wow, you know what? I want to take this way. What do you want them to take away?
For everybody who's chimed in, tangible and virtual, what I would like for everybody to take away is to know that your story is not just your story. It is a part of your journey, it is a part of your life. But please take note, just because you see an Afro-American woman that seems like she's got it all just right, up high, there are days, I do have down days. Like I said earlier, I was blue today. I was really blue because I really want my mom and dad to be here present in this moment. But now that I had the opportunity to write about them, I want you to understand the woman that they raised. I want you to understand and take away the purpose and reason why they did the things that they did. I want you to just appreciate me being an Afro-American woman in America. Don't look at me and judge me.
That's right.
Look at me and assist me.
That's right.
Look at me and love me unconditionally.
That's right.
Look at me and say, sister, how are you today?
That's right.
How are you today?
That's right.
Because I believe with this book, it wasn't just wrote. The 10 of us just didn't write this book. We collaborated. These were stories. Not every day you're going to get 10 sister stories together that talk about the life we love.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of hatred, but to talk about, and thank you for choosing that title, The Life I Love. Because of the life I love makes me a better person today.
That's right.
So thank you, Jen.
Amen.
Thank you. Amen.
That's good.
Thank you.
That's good. No, thank you. Now we got to get into the textile artists that you are.
Yes.
I see all your art in the back.
Yep.
And so, you know, if it's something you want to share and tell the story about it, or are you going to do a tour of the art gallery, or
so
tell me, how does that work for any of our viewers right here?
So I thought what I probably did was talk about my art, how I got started, and probably do a little bit of reenactment of one of my favorite sisters on the journey. So I thought I'd do that. So probably what I will probably do is maybe, oh, do you have one more question for me, or does anybody who chimed in have a question? Let's do questions from Facebook. Yes. I guess we could do questions from Facebook, and we could do questions on your end. And I probably got a question in the house too. So let's do questions first to help me like reset myself. You know, powder, makeup, lights, camera, action. Yeah. So we'll do the one. We have a question. We have a question in house. So let's get the question in house answered. How about that? All right.
The question
That's good.
I have for you. First of all, I must applaud you.
I must say.
I must. And your spirit, like I told you yesterday.
Yes.
I don't just pop up anywhere, but my question is to you.
Yes.
I started writing a book of myself because my journey is very wicked. My journey is very hard, but my journey also is a journey of fight, being a warrior, and overcoming. So right now I started in 1970. I learned, never know how to, but in my journey, I learned how to write a biography of myself. So I learned from a timeline of the day I could remember. So starting in my book, it's a lot of embarrassing things that I have to write in my book. You understand? And it's so embarrassing to, do you really want to put that part in? You understand?
Is that like that's exactly what she just experienced and you just shared. Right. We don't know your story.
Right.
But I think I know you. But how did you, right, like we would both want to know, how did you get to the brave part?
Right. So, Chinda, can you hear that? Did you hear that okay?
How did you get to the brave part
of
telling your story?
So, how I got to the brave part, and it's in the book.
Okay.
How I got to the brave part that somebody hung themselves. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
So when I heard that this person had hung himself, that's when I was released.
Okay.
Because this is the person who hurt me.
Right.
Right. And I please say no, I did not rejoice anything. And then I had to hear another story. And when I heard that story, because at a certain time in your point in your life, your mind will erase stuff. And God does that for a reason. And it was erased because it really could have hurt me. So it was erased, and I'm glad it was erased. But then there was something that came back, and it was a trigger, and that trigger brought it back. So when that trigger brought it back, by that time I was healed, I was set, I was restored, I was good. But if it had still been in my mind, let's just say I probably would have had on an orange suit, and y'all be bringing me some Marlboros telling my story right now. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So I'm glad that God erased when he erased it at the time, and I didn't dwell on it. But you also have to realize I fought, and nobody knew I was fighting. Yeah. So, and then as you talk about your embarrassing part in the book, please take note, sister. Somebody else is going through that too. Because in my book, it says cocktail. And then somebody says, what is cocktail? I said, every woman has a cocktail.
Yes.
Every woman has a cocktail.
Yes.
And it's not the one you drink.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I wanted to put it like that so it could be like kind of laughable but fun at the same time. So yeah, because even Chinda, you know, when I sent her the story, she was like, you had to read it like 2 times, right? She like turned and said, wait a minute, this is you? And she said, I had to read the story like 2 times. Yeah, I had one person that had to read it. One person that knows me very well said I had to read the story 3 times. 3 times because go ahead.
And can I add to, I heard the young ladies, they were saying kind of an embarrassment to put your story out there. This is the thing, when it comes to healing, you have to embrace those breakdowns so you can be prepared to move forward. And a lot of times we are embarrassed about certain things, but in order for you to be healed and made whole, you have to look at it dead in the face and acknowledge it and tell yourself it wasn't about you. It was about you being able to save someone else, because this particular story, The Life I Love, the only reason why I'm in this place is from me writing my very first book, From Being Kept to Being Kept. You're talking about putting stuff in the book that everybody was like, oh my gosh, does this really happen? But wasn't about them. You know, it was kind of like, I gotta heal. So I would tell you two ladies, don't be embarrassed about your story, because your story is really to give the light for another sister or another brother, so they can say, wow, if she can get through this, I can get through this. And tell yourself, I am embracing my breakdown so I can be prepared for the breakthrough. So when I stand up and speak, you know, I'm not being held bondage by the pain. So does that help you right there?
Yes, I need that on a t-shirt. Yes.
Yes, it does. It helped me in a lot of sense. But I'm a very emotional being. So to say that, and I'm very strong. I'm a very strong woman. So when we come to, I say that I'm kind of embarrassed to put that. It's not the shame on me. It's that I love you so much and I don't want, you know, to everybody to know how you did me. Because I love you so much. So it ain't too much the embarrassing part in my face. It's just, you see what I'm saying?
But here, and let me answer if you don't mind. So here's what's probably good. You don't have to say everything. Just flip the words. You don't have to say everything.
But this is what I done. I told the story, but I used different names
and that's
to
cool.
tell the story.
Yeah.
Because I gotta get it out. And some of my stuff is I'm 51 and it still puzzles me because it's like you say, it's like when you tell your story, you snatching pieces of mine out, which I told you I felt like yesterday we got a connection, so I need to talk with you personally, but it was I don't want to say it all like that. See, it's the love. I don't even you see what I'm saying? I don't like to stick names out.
But you know something, here's another thing for you to do, because you're still holding on to a lot. Just write every morning when you get up. Journal. That's what I do. I journal. I write every morning before I start my day.
Could you tell us more about that? And how long have you journaled? Because I'm fighting it.
So.
And you write.
I write a
by
lot.
hand.
I love to write. So you have to realize I still have my diary from high school. I still have my high school diary from high school, and I thought I lost it. So that's what a couple of years ago. Anywho, but I journal and I write every morning. I don't unnecessarily ask for me. I ask God to bless everyone else because I'm working on my feathers for my wing. You understand what I'm saying? So when I'm working on my feathers for my wing, I'm not going to ask for me. I'm going to ask God to assist someone else because He's already blessed me to have the ability to see, touch, smell to a day. So I'm thankful for every day that ends with the letter D-A-Y. Every day, not just Monday, every day. So I journal every morning before everything gets into my head. I don't get on my phone in the morning. That is the worst thing. So it's right there. I get my little Bible cards. I read those. I go straight to my journal, and then here's my day. Here's my day. Here's my day. I mean, and then when I get out of my bed, my feet say, thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Before I do anything, thank you, Lord. I mean, come on now. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. You see what I'm saying? Because because you just never know when it's my time. It's my time. I am not going to argue. But, Chinda, I don't know if you've heard me at my presentation say, and I'm sure Heather, you've heard me say this entire time, I'm going to die empty.
Yes.
I'm going to do everything in my power to do what it is God has blessed me with to do. I refuse to be on my deathbed saying, I wish I should have, could have, did that. No. I'd be happy if I died broke.
Absolutely.
Like Zora. She died broke, but she was happy. You see what I'm saying? So if we just think about it, hey, you know something? I'm going to do everything possible. And Tyrone's heard me say this. I am doing everything that has been on that pathway right now. And I first, like I said, I'm going back again. I was really blue this morning. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm not. What's wrong? And I really needed my mom. But I called my auntie mama, like I was telling Tyrone, you know, your auntie mama ain't no punk. Especially when she's the oldest girl. She ain't no punk. She gonna be like, okay, I love you. Now let's get it together. Because there was a point I was just gonna stop my art journey. I literally sat in my floor in my studio. I was gonna give up. And then I got one phone call, says, what you doing? I'm thinking, how you know I'm at? I called my auntie and said, I'm gonna give up. And she says, okay, so what you gonna do next? And I said, oh. And when she said that, I was like, oh, that means I gotta start all over and do something else. So she corrected me like right there. So yeah. Are there any Facebook questions, TJ? We're gonna see if we got some Facebook questions. I don't want to miss we're coming up on 6:40. I don't want to miss the opportunity to do a quick Ida B. Wells for the audience.
Yes.
No TJ, no questions? You got any questions on your end, Chinda? Any chimed in? No questions in the chat? Okay.
Okay.
Well, I guess I could keep asking.
How long did it take you? Someone wanted to know how long did it take you to write your chapter?
Probably no more than, sorry to laugh like that because that's just how quick I wrote it. You gotta think about it. See, because my journey started when I was 5. Now I'm half 100 plus 4. So it took 54 minutes to write my chapter. No, it did. I'm lying. It probably took me at least probably not more than 2-3 weeks to write it because it's there. And then I think Byron had did some editing and said, okay, you got a lot, and then we managed to reduce it down. And then when you asked, said, hey, you got, I was like, oh man, my story's already wrote. So I probably it didn't take very long. I mean, you got to think about it. When it's yours, I'll put it like this. Here's a prime example. And then I'll do a quick reenactment because I know we're coming close and I don't want to be respectful people's time. But I did a reenactment of Zora Neale Hurston. And to know that Zora can write a book in 6 weeks, right? 6 weeks. And the reason why she wrote that book in 6 weeks because she needed a check. So I'm putting it like this: if Zora can write a book, and I'm one of Zora's daughters. That's how I feel right now that I did a reenactment. If Zora can write a book in 6 weeks, I should be able to tell my 54 years of my life within really a day, because it's mine.
That's right.
So I should, you know, I may put a comma and too many ands and buts in there, but what had happened was, you know what I mean? What had happened was, so I would have to say really no more than 2 to 3 weeks at the most, because it was my story. But I also have to realize it really wasn't just my story.
Thing is, it was a chapter.
Yeah, it was just a chapter. And the beauty of it, it wasn't just my story. It was really her story. So I was writing what I went through for someone else to break their voiceless chain. So that's what it was. Yeah. So is that good?
Okay.
Let me ask a question. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Facebook, are y'all doing good? I hope everybody's engaged. Instagram, I hope you guys are good. I hope everybody's good and chimed in and feeling comfortable. Like I said, this is my very first author and artist conversation with the man with the wooden woman. I don't go anywhere without Tyrone. You gotta have the jazz. I hope you guys are loving this man right here, because I've been wanting to work with him for like the past 6 years. I fell in love with him when I first met him. I'm just saying. I know he has an insurance policy on his left finger, but it's a whole other story. As Ida Macbeth would say, you can have my husband, but don't mess with my man. And this is my man because, you know, because he's a husband. So, you know, I'm sure she understands. It's a work relationship. Do you have another question for me?
I think we're good. What I want you to do, just tell everybody, we want to make sure everyone knows what is next for Karen.
Ooh.
What is next?
Well, I don't want to go to the moon because that's too far.
You don't want to go there?
I don't want to go to the moon. It's too far. I don't want to go to the moon.
Okay.
I would have to say, what's next? Okay. What's next is let me see. I do want to do another book, but I think now that I wrote this book with you, I want to do an artist book now. And I think I have spoken of this, and now I noticed that someone has came out with it. But I think I want to do an artist book so people can really be in partnership with me when it comes to my artwork and not just wait till I have an exhibit, but they can have that piece as their own. I'm looking forward to going to go see my grandchildren. I need to hug my G-babies. Right now we're just talking on the phone. I just found out my grandson likes bingo. So he's 9, he loves bingo because I used to like bingo too. I would have to say, if you guys don't mind, my next upcoming exhibitions that I have Tango Roots with the Inner Urban Art House. But feel free to go to my website, which is artbylewis.studio, and you'll see the other exhibitions I have. I'm doing a reenactment next Wednesday of Betsy Coleman, which is going to be cool. So I'm looking forward to do Betsy. I do have an exhibit over at the Black Archives titled Red, Black, and Green on Canvas. Yes. That was deep, and people that are not aware, yesterday marked 101 years for the Afro-American flag. So, and if anybody wants to buy the book, like again, you can go to my website and look. I only have certain pieces that are at 100. So if you buy a piece that's at 100, you get the book free. But what I would also like for people to do is to come to the bunker. Come to the bunker and see the artwork that's here. Inspire artists. Come and see it. I know you may think it's off the path, but really it's not off the path. It is a very beautiful space. And I wouldn't say that. I'm not saying it because TJ's here. I'm just saying it because this building and this place right here, TJ and Daniela that was here, they opened up the door and allowed me to come in. And it's hard for a woman of color to get into any kind of art gallery. It's hard. And I'm ready for that fight. I'm up for that fight. That's no problem. I'm gonna take Tyrone with me. I'm good. But I support the arts, support authors, and I'm looking forward to hosting another author and artist conversation just to uplift somebody else who's out there that's trying. That's it. Yeah. So that's cool. I appreciate you. You know I love you, right?
Well, I am glad.
Right. Oh, but let me say this. So you guys have to realize, when Chinda first came to the bunker, in my studio, I think I probably had like 5 pieces on the wall, if not that many. And this sister came in and she prayed pretty much at an empty wall. And let me tell you, that empty wall right now is probably up to like 200 pieces that I have created. So thank you so much.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she prayed and in my studio, and it's like, you know, it has been, I done used up some serious thread and fabric because of you. So thank you, sister. I mean, I've inspired a lot of people because you took time out to just pray. So thank you. I honor you. Yeah, I love you. More than a tiger with no teeth.
Thank you. I love your work. A tiger with no teeth.
Yeah, because he's going to lick you to death.
That means he's not going to bite me.
Right, he's just going to lick you to death.
Yeah, that means I can fool around with him.
You know. Yeah, he's just going to love you to death. So that's how much I love you.
Oh my God.
So are you about ready for... So I'll talk a little bit more. I'll talk about my textiles, and then I will go into the a little bit about one of my favorite tech artists. So with that being said, Chinda, you can still see me, okay, right? Okay. I don't look too black, do I? Because you know when brown folks get in the light, we just turn completely black. So I'm looking good. Okay, I see you. So
you're looking good.
So my artist journey, again, to those who are just now tuning in on Facebook and Instagram Live, thank you so much. This is, again, my very first author and artist conversation with the host of Miss Chinda, which is awesome right here. She is the rocket behind The Life I Love. Again, if anybody buys a piece for 100, you get a book for free, and we will take care of that and get those pieces to you. Again, thanks to Mr. TJ. He's the man behind the scene. I know you can see him in front of the scene right now, but he's really behind the scene. So thanks to Mr. TJ. So the way my art started,
TJ in the
journey started when I was 7. My mother placed me in her lap, and she put my little brown hands on top of hers. My feet couldn't even touch the floor, and that's when it started. I got inspired when I went to Lincoln Junior, Miss Gwendolyn Cooks. If anybody knows who Miss Gwendolyn is, please put me in contact with her. I need to thank her. She showed me these other forms of medium, which just opened up my eyes more. My mother did not want me to be an artist. My mother wanted me to be a seamstress. Look at what happened. And I don't know if anybody remembers. Does anybody remember the pig, the pirate, and the turtle that was in that magazine? Does anybody remember that? Okay, I'm the only one with silver highlights. Okay. Do you remember that, Chinda? Tyrone, do you remember that? It was a magazine, and it had a pirate, a pig. It was a It was a pirate, a pig, and a turtle. You had to
was
draw
like an
one.
art.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay, I didn't think I was the only one with silver highlights.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So
Yeah,
you
no,
had to draw.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
where-
I know what you're talking
You have
about.
to
Yes.
draw that to be in
I
the
know.
art. to
Yes.
speak, yeah.
So
Yes.
you were supposed to draw one and
Yes.
send it in.
Yes,
Well,
right.
because I'm that normal kid, I drew all 3.
Yeah.
Sent it in. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my mom. I sent it in. The guy that got a letter back said, "Hey, Mom." Well, I really didn't say, "Hey, Mom," until he was knocking on the door. And she was not
That's
happy.
a blessing.
And so she's sitting at her sewing machine, and the guy's talking to me, and she's like, because you know how those mamas is.
Yes,
She was like, whatever. And the guy was like, "You are really, really good." And I was like, "Yeah, I know.
Right.
And he said, "We'll just fix it." But because my mother was not into that, it just didn't work. And then I went to the Girls and Boys Club, which is on 19th and Paseo. So see, I'm right back in my circle. I'm on 19th and Truce, but I learned my art on 19th and Paseo. You see how God does that, Tyrone? And it was at the Girls and Boys Club. I was either in the library or downstairs in the basement learning art. That's where it was. By the time I got to high school, it got even deeper in the art classroom. And then I just knew I was going to get an art scholarship or track and field, but it didn't happen. So I had to go into the workforce, and I was okay with going to the workforce because my mother just didn't have the money to send me to college, which was okay because I don't need it now anyway. No, I'm just playing. So anyway, I did wind up going to college. I did go to Penn Valley, and I took art classes there, which I loved, but I was working nights too. So when I got done with working nights, I would go to school and ask the teacher, "Hey, I need to lay my head down. I just got off work." And he was like, "Nope, you lay down till class start, you good." And then I was up and ready to go. So I got happy and a little sassy, and I had my first daughter at 20, that one age. So I had my first daughter when I was 24, and then I just dropped the art. And the reason why I dropped it because I felt like I wasn't good enough because everything had to be a certain way, and my head couldn't pick up those certain ways. It just didn't. So I lost it. And then I got happy again and had my beautiful second daughter when I was 27. And they're both creative creatures right now. So my youngest daughter is a makeup artist. She's fabulous. She draws on canvas, and I'm talking about human canvas like crazy. And my oldest is a poet. So they are both creative creatures, which is, I love. And then, just September, when did I meet you, TJ? October? September? 2019.
Yeah, I think it's September.
Yeah, so we've been best friends since 2019, and the way it happened was so funny. I walked in, Daniela said, "Are you ready to move in your space?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, hell yeah, I guess so." But at the time when it was an open space, I sent it to all my artist friends, and nobody replied. And then I came back through, and I moved in. And then that's when Truth or Comedy came about. That's when Chinda came about, and I just kept going nonstop. And I'm still going. I'm still going, and I'm honored. The 2 organizations that I worked in, both creative organizations, and I tried, and I kept being told no, no, no. And then I realized, Chinda, all those no's was preparing me for one yes. Because yes has 3 letters, no has 2. And all I needed was one yes, but they were preparing me. So I did take it, okay, let me not lie. To a certain extent, I did take it personal. Because in my mind, I was good. I was good. I thought I was ready. But then again, not necessarily. So you could be mentally ready, not physically ready. or there's times you can be physically ready, not mentally ready. Either way it was, one of those, the P or the M, wasn't ready. But now, to a certain extent, I feel like I'm ready, but there's still some things that I still have to make sure that I'm on top and on keen to. So when I do have a conversation, I'm speaking from the heart. I'm not speaking from, so, yeah, no, yes, it don't feel me, I don't get it. Does that make sense? Okay. Does that make sense to you, Chinda? Is that good? Okay. So now, Chinda,
That's good.
it's good.
Yeah, we can't be speaking from don't know and all that, because when you speak from that level, people like, wait a minute, I don't know about that.
Right. It's got to be right there. It's got to be right there.
But you know, we gotta be on point. We gotta be on point and know what we're talking about.
Well, my motto is don't get ready, be ready at all times. I'm just saying. My mother always told me
At all times.
Right. My mother said keep $20 in the ashtray.
Tell
Just in case you don't have
I'm
right.
getting ready, and
Right. Don't get
I'm
ready.
like, you getting ready for what? You should be ready.
Even if you only got a 10, 5, 5, 1, just be ready. So
you better be ready.
you better be ready.
My thing is, you better be ready. The thing is, imagine, and we're gonna use Oprah, because what Oprah called and said, okay, Karen, I need you today. She's not gonna wait for you to sit and say, well, you know what, I'm gonna get ready. You better be ready. You better say, Oprah, my bags are packed.
Well, you know, here's my thing is, I found out if somebody calls, I'm not packing bags. This is what I found out. It's for the woman, and it may work for the fellas too. But as a woman, all I need is my passport and some panties. I'm just saying. I ain't packing bags. I can buy some clothes when I get there. I got my passport and my panties. And if I'm gonna be there 5 days, I need 5 pair, because we don't flip over.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's just part of the game, and it is much quicker. You ain't gotta check in, you gotta check out. I'm just saying, you got. I'm just saying. Just keep it fun. Why are you so serious? If you don't mind, you didn't know you got this much fun, did you? So here's what I would like to do before I do a quick piece of Ivy Wells Burnett. So this is what I want to do. And this is how we're going to do this, Chinda. So I do have one book that I would like to pay it forward. But this is how it has to happen. This is how it has to happen. Because of the books we did. Again, please, please, please support local artists and local art. If you buy a piece of my artwork that's 100 or under 100 value or over, and I will, let you see those if you want. You will get an autographed book for free. I'm just saying, because I really can't get one. But this book is, Chinda, so I am going to give away one book. This is how you get this book. You have to go to my website and subscribe, and I'll be able to check and figure out who it was. So you got to go to my website, which is artbyelewis.studio. You have to go to my website. First person go out there, get out there. We'll check. I'll check, look it up, and then what I'll do is I'll get the book to you. Only because you just chimed in. Because you chimed in, I will get the book to you. I promise. Okay. Now, here's another opportunity. I'm going to give away one gift, a piece of my artwork, and Chinda knows how I am about my artwork. But I will also, so whoever is the 13th person who got in, because 13 is my favorite number, 67 is very important. So whoever is the 13th person who went to my website, subscribed, got in, and I can look and tell what number you came in, so you can't cheat, you can't cheat. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just saying that's what's gonna be out there. So again, go to my website, which is artbyelewis.studio. That's how you get it. So I just, you gotta say thank you somehow, right, Chinda? And people love art and books. You can't go wrong.
Oh yeah.
So again, if you buy a piece of my website, you have to inquire which piece. And if you look out there, my scrap series, my sapphire series, right now they're marked at $225. Yes. Right now, those are my only limited ones I'm giving away at 100. So you have to go to the scrap series, or you have to go to the sapphire series. Tell me which one of those you want at 100, and then you will get the free autograph book. Please take note, it's a limited edition on those. I think I only have 20 of those. But guess what? If you just want the book, book. National bestsellers list. Please hit me up and we will get you the book. So either or, art, book, art, you just tell me, we got you. So sounds good, Chinda? Did I do it right, boss lady? I did it right? Okay. So here's how we're going to do this. I am now going to do a quick reenactment of Ida B. Wells Burnett, one of her pieces. So I'm gonna, you give me a couple minutes, I'm gonna ask her to enter the scene. So give me a few minutes. So I'm gonna let you give them some while I get myself together right quick. So as I was getting ready to get onto the train, I bought a train ticket because I needed to get a ride back home. So I was getting on the train, I gently sat in the ladies section with the other ladies. I noticed a Pullman porter comes through and he asked me for my ticket. So I gave him my ticket. He handed my ticket back to me and he told me I needed to go sit in the smoking section. I said, excuse me, sir. I prefer to sit right here in this coach with the rest of the ladies. Ain't I a woman? Next thing I know, he placed his hand up on my shoulder and tried to move me out of my seat. So as a lady, I thought it was only right as I take my teeth and fasten into the back of his hand. Of course, he didn't like that very much. Next thing I know, another Pullman porter comes through. Now they're wrestling with me and they're both pulling and tugging me out of my seat. I was only 125 pounds. And I noticed everybody on the train was cheering and roaring them on as they was pulling me off the train. I was totally embarrassed. How could you do this to a woman? As Sir Jonah True said, ain't I a woman? So I thought I'd take situations into my own hands. So I decided I was going to sue the railroad station. Please take note, I won my lawsuit. I won $500. But the Tennessee Supreme Court overruled my judgment. And I only won $300. You see, my money is good enough. It's green enough, Tyrone, to buy me a ticket. But it's not good enough. My skin color is not good enough to sit where I want to sit on a train. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware, Ida B. Wells Burnett was a crusader. Ida B. Wells Burnett traveled overseas to talk about lynching and how it was done and how men were treated, but women and children as well. So Ida B. Wells, after doing research, reading about her, I was more and more inspired by her story, not realizing that I was in the exact same place that colored men had opened up a store next to the white man's store, and how these men were tortured. And Ida B. Wells was the one who wrote the story about it because she wanted people to know how Negro men were treated down south. So that is my little bit of piece of Ida B. Wells Burnett. Again, I hope this session inspired you and encouraged you. Chinda, I love you dearly. You are my heart. I appreciate you. This was awesome. Thanks to everybody here on Instagram that chimed in. Thanks to everybody on Facebook Live that chimed in. And thanks to Tyrone.
Yes.
You gotta love the man with the wooden woman. I'm just saying. You gotta love the man with the wooden woman. Thanks to TJ, managing the camera in the back. Again, thank you guys so much. Again, I hope this was inspiring. Again, please let me know. You can get the book. Just let me know. Me and Chinda will take care of it. It was a national bestsellers list, and that's pretty good. I am honored to be a part of that. I mean, who would ever thought a brown girl growing up in the neighborhood would be a part and an author with 9 other beautiful women in the national bestsellers list. So thank you again, Chinda. God just he knew my path. He holding my blueprint.
Thank you.
He's holding my blueprint, and I'm glad that my blueprint is he's holding my blueprint. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Chinda. I love you again. Thank you, Instagram Live. Thank you, Facebook Live, and thank Heather and Todd and the lovely lady that I just met yesterday. Tell me your name. Darlene is here too, so thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
I love you. I appreciate you, and I'm hungry. I found out being an artist, you hungry mentally, spiritually, financially. My stomach is rubbing my back. Y'all can't see it though, but it's looking for a real bone. I'm just saying. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Take time out. Thank you. Bye, Jen.